If you never take the time, you never know what you will find. I'm a crow, I'm the most with the least to gain. A faded Mona Lisa in a power frame. You don't know me. I'm a ring on a tree in a life that fell. What I did, I done good, and what I done, I did well.
Alright, so Georgia has announced or will be playing in a tournament in the Bahamas. It was not what we thought it would be. The news we got to start with that Georgia will be playing in Savannah, in Green Market Arena. There is an article that was written in stone. They would have played Miami, Ohio, Xavier, and Cincinnati. That will not happen. It officially was confirmed today. Georgia will play in the Bahamas Hoop Championship along with Providence, Kansas State, and Miami. Georgia in 2021 went to the Legends Classic, lost to Virginia and Northwestern. Last year went to the Daytona Sunshine Slam. We beat St. Joe's and probably what the best first half Georgia basketball has played in a while, and then lost to UAB in the championship game. Georgia can redeem herself versus Miami, Providence, or Kansas State. Georgia has history with two of those teams. I looked around. I didn't think they've ever played Providence. I tried to Google that and read media guides and stuff like that. I never saw Providence. But Georgia does have history with Miami. Georgia leads the series record 2-1 against the Miami Hurricanes. The last matchup was 1992-93. Georgia won 96-97. 1990, Georgia won 78-76. And then in 1985, Miami won 78-81. Miami used to host a Orange Bowl tournament, which I would assume is one of those games we're from. So Georgia is a 2-1 versus Miami, 1-0 at home, 1-1 away. They have not played in a neutral site game, which they will now. The other team Georgia will play in this tournament, if I can get my thing to load. The other team Georgia will play is Kansas, well, outside of Providence, Kansas State. Georgia played Kansas State just a few years ago in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Georgia, Kansas State leads the series 2-1 against Georgia. In 2014, the Dogs went to Manhattan and won 50-46. And then in 2015-16, Georgia lost 66-68 to Kansas State. And then in 17-18, Georgia lost 51-56 against the Wildcats. Georgia has not played Providence. According to what I know, they have not played Providence. So there is no going off that. I heard the women's team will be playing in this tournament too. I just don't know the teams for that yet. The original idea we had was Georgia was going to be playing in a tournament in Savannah. I don't even know if that's going to happen no more. Every team is going to be playing in a different tournament. Ohio is playing at the same tournament. And Georgia, they're not playing at the same tournament, but they're playing somewhere near where Georgia will be. Cincinnati, I heard, was not playing in a tournament either. So that really has messed that idea up of what I had, what I thought was going to happen. But Georgia gets to play a team that if Georgia is going to play one of these teams, I don't know which one, but I am licking my chops at the fact that Georgia might be able to play a Final Four team in Miami. That would be a huge upset if Georgia could get that win. If Georgia plays Miami, they will win that game. Bookmark that. And then Georgia could also beat Providence and Kansas State. I mean, especially with a year you're not going to have an SEC Big 12 Challenge. This Georgia-Kansas State game could be unique if that is. So Georgia will play Georgia versus Providence. That would be a first-time matchup, so that would be really cool too. But I don't know, man. I would love, my dream schedule would probably be Providence first round, you beat Providence, and then you beat Miami in the championship game. that would be ideal. But the Bahamas, beautiful place, beautiful place. I remember when I love these foreign trips like this. Like when we went to Maui a few years ago, when the women's team went to the Virgin Islands last year. Those are really, really fun trips to make as a fan of a team. Those are really fun trips to watch. Georgia won the Virgin Islands Championship last year. I believe we finished third, or we were in a constellation game in Maui. We lost to Dayton, Michigan State, and then we beat Chaminade in the constellation game. At least Georgia went with a win and didn't go home with a loss. But yeah, Georgia, little by little, we're getting more about Georgia's schedule. Georgia will play in the Bahamas Championship versus Miami, Kansas State, or Providence. I'm hoping for Miami, but I just don't think I'll get that, unfortunately. What I think is they'll probably put Georgia and Kansas State, then Miami or Providence, two big-name schools versus one another. But I mean, if you're asking me, Georgia versus Miami is as big as it gets. That would be an awesome game to be a part of and watch and listen to. But I don't make it, and they still have many months to figure out what's going to happen with that. So, scheduling news. I love to schedule news. I love the scheduling news. I want to do a schedule prediction video, which we'll do something soon. But yeah. So Georgia will be in the tournament. It's not at Savannah like we thought it was going to be. It is in the Bahamas. Georgia will take on Miami, Providence, or Kansas State. Hopefully two of them. Hopefully we're playing two teams for a championship. Let's go Hoop Dogs. So let's figure out. I can't wait for more until the season goes on, or off season goes on. We get more of this news.
Dogs do the improbable, the unthinkable, the unbelievable. They beat Arkansas and go wire to wire to win the SEC tournament.